welcome to House Anthems Acid. Harry,
Thank you very much for having me.
it's been a mad 18 months for you.
Yeah. So it's well, I mean, I think last year I released a track every month. Sometimes I was releasing two, and it was a very busy year for music. And I'm trying to gear up to the same thing this year. But yeah, it was insane last year. It went from zero to spiked right high. So with people playing my stuff and some of the DJ support that I was getting, it was mad. It was crazy.
Did you plan the every release every single month, or was just like, do you know what, I've got a library here?
I think
Sent it off to labels, they're giving me release dates, and all of a sudden it's actually panned out. Actually,
it was weird how it all worked out, because it was kind of like I knew what labels I wanted to sign to. I knew what ones that I was aiming for. Tool Room, Hellbent, those ones, and it was like I kept making, sending out, and I was kind of tactical about it. I knew I just wanted to release one every single month, start building an audience, and it just worked out that way. It was crazy. Sometimes some would overlap, and I'd have to go back to another label and say, look, can we move this date, move that date? Maybe some people would probably say I released too much music, but I'm pretty happy with because it has built over that 12 months. I have built a small audience, like I had some people are listening to my stuff. So, it's weird how it all worked out. It was a really weird year because there was some tracks that just blew up, some that I thought would blow up but didn't, and then some just everything just happened the way it should, I suppose.
Did you find the ones that you thought that wouldn't blow up, blew up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that iPappy track, my God, I remember making that. And I was making it, and I remember finishing it thinking, no one's going to want this. I sent it out to labels, no one wanted it. No one. The labels that I was aiming for anyway. And as it goes, that's how it works. Sent it to Clooney, downloaded within an hour. The next day he's playing it, and I'm like jumping out my chair, going crazy. Then he plays it at EDC, and it was just mad. And then it all started spiraling, and yeah, it's been one of my biggest ones, that one. And it just goes to show, your tracks will get rejected and rejected and rejected. Finding that right person, it's like, don't lose hope, But still, I do lose hope. It's one of those things. But yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of people say, I'm making too much music, but for you,
there's so much noise. There's so much. There's social media. There's people telling you got to post every day and dance in front of like a clown. Like this, it's a lot. To be an artist nowadays, you have to be your own marketing specialist. You have to be, you have to be relentless. It's almost like being a business development manager, because you're pushing out your music getting it out to the right people. It's like you're trying to find clients. I always refer to it as like, because I used to be a business development manager, so I sort of took those principles and applied them to music, because when there's 50,000 people sending the track with the same vocal, or sending the track with sounds, all of them sounding the same to the same label, it's making sure you cut through and people getting their attention. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, and it's not for the weak. I still have days where I'm just like, my God, why am I doing this?
Which we'll come to as well.
Yeah,
Which is a really important part. Everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
And it's cool to hear how people have different coping mechanisms around it. But the good thing is you're off to Zante very soon. Yeah. That's a massive one. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, it's my buddy Ryan Arnold. He runs a great brand called Paves, and they just sold out XOY last week. So congrats to them. And he asked me to come along and play in Zakynthos. I'm used to it being Zante.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I was meant to go on a boys' holiday there, and I'm glad I didn't, because people nearly lost their livers. Do you know what I mean? Fish bowls, etc. But I'm playing in Aura, and I'm going to be playing alongside Joshua. Enzo is burning, Ryan. It's going to be crazy. So really, really buzzing for that one, man. Can't wait.
International gigs is something that's been on your bucket list for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I had played one in December last year. I got booked to headline in Napoli, and that one just come out of the blue. Within a week, I was flying over there.
That went off. I saw the stories when you posted
crazy.
It up. Yeah.
I mean, Italians, they're amazing, and they love their music, they love their house music, but especially they love the Latin side of the whole genre. I played I Papi and they were singing the words like it was mad. I nearly had tears in my eyes. Like, it was very, very emotional moment, because it's like you work towards something like that, and there was fireworks going off and smoke and stuff. It was crazy. So yeah, it was.
When it comes from within as well, it means a lot more.
Yeah.
Like you said, you had tears because it's from within.
Yeah, because
you're not making it for any clout. This is what you're making.
I mean, they were playing, they were singing it, and then it was like being booked as someone to play the main slot. People are there to see you, or I'm sure they weren't all there to see me, but I'm saying in general, just to have that feeling of that's what DJing, that's what we're all aiming for, you know. And it was a little taste of it, and I'm hooked, man. And you know, I can't wait for the next one. So yeah, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You've dominated the Latin tech house scene, well, the Latin house scene anyway, with the productions and labels that you've had, which we'll talk about. But how did the Latin influence, how did it shape up for you? Like, where did it all come from?
It's crazy because I'm from South London. I'm from Pimlico. Like, I'm from Churchill Gardens. Like, I grew up hanging around Looper Street, and you know, I'm from the estate. Like, and I've been around garage all my life. Like, I've used to go rave, and I knew all the MCs were local to me. Like, it was crazy. So, but then one night, I think I was about 20 years old. I went with my cousin to this club called Salsa in Temple.
Yeah.
And they were playing all this salsa music, man. And I don't know what it was. A part of me, I just thought, wow, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, the way obviously everyone was dancing, and I just, I always listened to salsa. I always listened to South American Latin stuff, and it was like, then, like, when I started DJing, I heard Andrews's track on Hellbent, Boa Abelino, I think. Excuse my pronunciation, but that track, as soon as I heard it, I was like, how? It's like Latin infused house music. I was like, oh, this is sick, man. I was like, I want to learn to make that. I would love to make that. And it's yeah, it's just been a case of me trial and error, because a lot of the Latin stuff now, it all sounds similar. You know, same grooves, same drums, and everyone's using the same sort of palette. So I try and make my productions a little bit different in that sense. But yeah, I was hooked, man. As soon as I started hearing the stuff that he was making, and obviously he's like a king in Latin tech. For me, he's one of my favorite artists ever, and I always try to it's not imitate, but sort of I reference his music a lot, because it's the way he's so unique. But obviously, you know, I've gone up and down with the Latin stuff. I still like enjoy making it. I still like going to all the different depths of it, the Afro, that Afro tech, and you know, just sort of the broad width of the genre. But you can only make the same. I feel like you can only make the same genre, you know, over and over. Otherwise it just gets a bit. Your creativity dies a little bit, you know.
When you started producing Latin house, did it come naturally? Did you know exactly what?
Absolutely not.
Okay, how did you?
Oh, it was just.
How was it?
It was more of a case of just referencing and watching what these pioneers were doing, like Andrews, how he's got his drums, how his grooves us. They sound a certain way. Drax, for example. Drax is a really, really good. He's one of the kings in Latin tech.
Which you collaborate with?
Yeah, no, I was lucky enough to collaborate with him. But each one of them has a unique element in their music that gives them, you know, sort of separates them. And it was just trying to navigate that, and trying to navigate making my stuff sound, you know, obviously slightly different to everything else. But yeah, it's hard sometimes, because you reference too hard. You want to find your sweet spot. So it's just a matter of finding that. So
when did you find that confidence, or that point? At what point was it where you thought, I'm going to start hollowing these guys that you're referencing? Because essentially it's what you've done.
Yeah.
from the things that you've that you've released. At what point do you feel, actually, I'm at a point now?
I think it was more when I started releasing here and there. I've released on Club Bad, released on a couple others, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to hit them up and see what they're saying for a collab. And Drax, obviously, I think it was more at the time just when my track on Hellbent was starting to get played, and Clooney started playing my stuff. And then obviously Drax he's been releasing music for a long time. So you can't just, it's just one of those things. You don't just collaborate with anyone, you know. There's got to be some sort of give and take, and I'm bringing something. And I sent him a track, and I think he added a few bits to it, and I found this vocal, and we sat on it for nearly, I think it must have been like, we finished it, we were playing it, Cyrita played it, and we sat on it for like 8 months. I sent it to Touring, I sent it to everyone. I thought, oh, it's dead in the water, like no one wants it. I think it was one day I was just chilling, working in the studio, and I got an email from Danny like, "Is this track still available?" I'll tell you now. I messaged him straight away. He was like, "Yeah, let's go." He was like, it's exciting because I was like, I nearly fell off my chair for that one. Because Touring has been bucket list signing, so I was really glad they picked that up, and yeah, it's done quite well, that one.
What would you advise to those, from what you know now, what you didn't know back then, about approaching these sort of labels? What's the best way around it?
Yeah.
I mean, how many producers are there now? There's extortionate amount since COVID.
Everyone's doing it, isn't it?
Everyone's doing it. How'd you be different? How has Acid Harry formed his way?
I think it's more of a case of people forget to reference that, you've got to reference, man. You've got to listen to the music that label is releasing, or their last releases, and even go and see some of their events. If, for example, Touring Live, if they're Mark Knight's performing, he's playing all of the unreleased stuff that's getting released over the next 6 months. So you want to sort of look ahead.
It's homework, isn't it?
But at the same time, referencing, I know a few producers that I know I've worked with, like, for example, Jake Blue, big up Jake. He is the most amazing reference. Like, he can reference a track like for like, but still have a different identity. And I think, like, if you get good at referencing, not necessarily copying, but you're finding your own way, you're finding your own style, and you're taking bits from all different, a little bit here, a little bit from here, and it culminates into one, and it's just a matter of staying in that studio and learning, because it takes a while, man. But yeah, referencing is number one. You've got to reference tracks. You've got to listen to that label and find out what they're releasing and see what artists they're signing, and just try.
It's a key thing, though. It's your direction of your record as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like driving blindfolded.
Yeah, it's hard. This is what it's like. To break through now, it's probably, it's 10 times harder, because everyone has got Logic, everyone's got Ableton, everyone's making edits that, it's just part of it. And I think it's making stuff that you're personally happy with. Don't worry what everyone else thinks. Like, I think people make music and then chuck it out on Instagram and think, oh, if it doesn't get a certain amount of likes, I'm not going to release it. That's bullshit, man. That's crazy. I make music and I'm going to put it out whether you like it or not, personally, because I feel like I'm the artist. It's my music. I'm making it, and I'm trying to, build and make a statement with my art. It's not like a case of I'm doing it. Don't get me wrong. There's some tracks that work well with. Sometimes you're going to go flicking through and an acapella going to come up and you're like, oh, God, I can't really use it, but I'm gonna try it. And then you made a crazy edit that blows up. Like, I made a Get Low edit. Acrae started playing it. Andrew still played it. He played it every single set, and it's like the Americans in America, like El Paso, they're going crazy, jumping up and down. And I just made that for a quick flip. It was just for my sets. But
I know what you said about social media, but are labels looking at that though, because they want to see a little bit of traction, so that they can kind of warm towards it?
Yeah.
Is that a thing, or is that a myth? Or
in terms of,
like you said about, people put music out on Instagram, see if there's many likes.
Yeah.
Which, it should be based on that, but labels will be looking at what's getting traction, what can I jump on? Yeah,
it all plays a part, and it's a shame, because it's not really a shame. Labels are definitely going to look at whether as an artist you've built an audience. I think that's the broader scope of it, because not whether you're posting every day, dancing in front of the wall or something, you know what I mean? like if you are actively trying to build an audience and you have shown growth, then it's kind of, I started last year, I was on 10,000 monthly listeners. I've got 102,000 today, but that goes down, and that will, then it will jump, every release. It's just crazy. So, but I've worked so hard in that studio to build that audience, and it's like, I think it's more of a case of just showing sort of how, your consistency and what you're releasing, because you're not just making one record and then disappearing, because it's hard for labels as well. Labels have got to make money, they've got to sell music, and there's
need to invest in the right person making a record as well.
Yeah, I think
there's any longevity.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
It's not just a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, of course.
It's the person behind it.
Yeah.
There's so many labels now. I've heard years ago that some labels, they like the record, but they want to sign it because the artist isn't ready.
Yeah. Well,
which is mad.
It can happen, yeah. I think now in dance and in house music, and there's the scene that we're in, I think the labels aren't as picky like that. But obviously the labels that are much bigger, that are signing bigger artists, I do think that there's got to be some things have got to match up, like in terms of their audience and etc. Because it's labels got overheads, it's just part of it, and it's so it's annoying, but I try to make sure I'm doing everything I can, but it's hard to do everything at once, like doing videos, doing track breakdowns, making music, and it's a full-time job, so making the time to do it is so important.
You've had major signings, you've had a few number ones as well.
Yeah.
What's your formula to make a number one record? What's the formula of Acid Harry number one record?
I don't know, man. I mean, I tell you one thing. It's for example, I think the last one was what was the last one? Dammy Dammy, it's called.
Yep.
That went to like tech house releases. That was great but I think everyone was enjoyed it and wanted it for their sets, as well as that with I Pappy, that went to number 8 on the tech house charts. I couldn't believe that, and I looked the other day. It was one of the best selling records of Hellbent, and it's like I didn't really expect it to do that, but I think it was when a certain DJ gets behind your music, man. That's the biggest marketing push you need, and that's why promo is so important. So I don't think there is a real formula. I think it's a culmination of things. Is getting people building hype around that track, and as long as the hype's there, people are gonna see Clooney's playing it. Just because Clooney's playing it, they're gonna go and want to buy it.
That's the
they're
thing.
They're gonna go and want to play it, and everyone's playing the music. They're tastemakers, So it's just one of those things. It's a culmination of different things. It's like the perfect storm. But that's to say, like I've had tracks where I thought this is an absolute banger. If it doesn't go to number one, then, and it doesn't even get in the charts, and it's crazy. But it's part of it, man. It's just one of those things. It's frustrating.
What's your experience when you have reached out to these artists?
Artists or labels?
Artists, so like Clooney, Carl Cox, Solardo, etc. I mean, Clooney's played majority of tracks, the last year. Did you find that these artists were a lot more welcoming?
I think certain labels, for example, Hellbent, Clooney he makes it specific. I'm pretty certain he makes it specific to support up and coming artists.
Okay.
But the sheer amount of music he's receiving,
that's the thing,
is insane. You
can easily just kind of shut it off and be like, I haven't got time for this one. Or
I met him in Ibiza. I flew over there for one crazy night. It's a long story. It was insane. Put it that way. Me and Ryan went over there. Because we thought Fisher was going to play our track, but he didn't. But long story short, lots of tequilas later, Clooney was there, and we were all waved. And I was just like, how many demos do you get, like in your email? He said you don't want to know. Like, it's insane. So for him it's just a matter of timing. I think a lot of this is timing. Is like, and if the track's good and he likes it, he's going to support it. I mean, a lot of artists, that are releasing on Hellbent are just brand new artists. I had one from my Patreon community, just got one signed to Hellbent, and he was watching some of my track breakdowns, and somehow he didn't replicate, but in terms of he sort of the same sort of vigor, and started sending his music out, and his music was good. Clooney signed one of them, so it's just a matter of timing, I think. But yeah, some artists you just won't hear from, like, and they won't even play the music or that they're signing to their label. So it's give and take,
Sometimes it's like you think they haven't heard it, but sometimes they've heard it, but it's just not aligned with their gigs coming up or
it's
space.
It's annoying. It's sometimes it can get
in your head,
like, and especially I know now if someone listens and I don't hear back, that's fine. It's automatic. They're not sitting on it. Even sometimes I've had it where big DJs have downloaded, and I'm like, oh, please play it, and they haven't played it. So it's just one of those.
Have they left a comment now?
No, but
okay.
I had one shortlisted from a massive label the other day.
Yeah,
haven't heard anything. So it happens. It's frustrating because they're getting sent so much music. I feel like with what's happening with TrackStack as well, it's like we've all turned into like this. We're turning into data. By everyone sending music. There's no sort of personal approach anymore. I tried to send emails mostly, but everyone is redirecting us to TrackStack. So it's a matter of listening for 2 seconds, bang, next one. We're just a number now, and it's I know it's making it easier for them, but it's kind of difficult, so the music really has to cut through, and it's got to catch their attention. So that I always imagine that. So because usually the first thing they click on, especially with Trackstack, is like the second break or the first break. So it's got to catch their attention quickly. But it's the challenges,
You've had some really cool collabs. You mentioned Ryan Arnold. You had a track with Ryan Arnold, Jake Blue, Nausicaa. You signed to Pitbull's label as well.
Yeah, I've done it. Luckily, a friend of mine, Teji, I hope I said his name correctly. He's from Miami. He reached out to me last year. And said, "Look, do you want to remix a track from the 305 label?" I was like,
"Yes,
absolutely." And yeah, we made it, and it was Austin Mahoney's massive in America. So yeah, got an official remix on Mr. 305. It's crazy.
Which one of your tracks would you say that represents you?
It's hard.
It's tough.
Really hard, because...
What would you say, like, I mean, you could kind of say by success, or you could say by the actual production, the sounds, really the emphasis on your percussion that you have. Does that represent you more? Does success represent you more? What tracks would you say? You can list more than one. I'm not going to make it too hard.
I think the one I released on Droplow, De La Rapido, it's called. That was originally a collaboration with Drax. But for some reason or another, I won't go into it. We released it with Droplow. It was under money. He's still listed, but it was, long story short, that he literally threw me a vocal, and I was like, wow, this vocal's insane. I put it on, and it was like click straight away, because that production and I think that EP definitely, I feel like, sort of, especially in Latin tech, when I listen to it now and I listen to other stuff, definitely is a unique lane for Latin tech that I've gone down. I'm using more toms, using a whole range of percussion. I mean, my drums are crazy, like lists and lists of samples and MIDI, etc. So I'd say that one. But I feel like the stuff I'm making now, it's moving in a whole nother sort of direction. I'm experimenting a lot more, and just trying to gauge where, because even like this week, I've got to a point where I'm just kind of, what am I doing here? Which direction do I go? I'm at a little crossroads. So,
what I was going to ask you, actually, when do you know enough's enough?
As in,
when you, because you've done a lot in Latin house.
Oh man,
when do you know you're diverting now?
I think the other day.
When do you know, as an artist?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It could actually sabotage what you've made, because now you're making it, but it's not as good as it was, or you're not happy with it personally. Then you're not happy releasing it as much, and then it kind of regresses a little bit, because then you're not happy with what you're making. Then you start thinking, hang on, am I actually a good producer? Am I,
That's a daily occurrence, man. That's daily.
Yeah.
That's like all the time. But I feel like...
What point would you like to know Latin house?
I mean, I'll still dive into it. I'm still, because that's what I know. That's like it comes very naturally to me, making that stuff. And I've seen this last 2 weeks, I've been going back into older projects, and I'm like, I'm at a point where I'm like, is it exciting me enough? Am I feeling more excited about making this type of music? And it's like, it's one of those things. So and now I'm making other stuff. So I'm experimenting a lot, and I feel like as an artist, it's important to do that, because, and I think when it thinks enough's enough. When I check Trackstack and I've got the same drum pattern, like, I'm not gonna lie, the other day people sending me tracks, which I'm really grateful for, and I've found some gems on there, but some literally had all the same samples, all the same vocals. It's like, I thought,
lazy
wow,
production.
This is crazy, man. I thought I need to either I stay in Latin tech and really change it up and go down a whole crazier different route and start dragging in different influences, or just start experimenting. So that's where I'm at the moment. It's a little bit of crossroads, but yeah.
You've had support from Carl Cox. Shalina Manhutu recently played your track as well. You was there, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was crazy, man. That was in Drum Sheds. Dennis got me in there. My manager Dennis, and we went into the green room. Shalina was there, and she's played my tracks a few times, and she was standing right there, like, And I was like, I had a couple of tequilas, and I thought, I'm gonna go over and say hello, like. And she was so nice, man. And she was like, oh, I know. She knew who I was, and it was quite cool. And I was like, I sent you some tracks. You downloaded a few, and she's like, oh, I might play one tonight. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, and then I'm standing there. It's her and Tiny Gessler, and it's packed, 15,000 people. and I hear it start mixing in one of my edits with my boy CJ, and it was like, yeah, it was crazy. It was really good.
Do moments like that, do they drive you in the times where, and you've referred to it a couple of times about, being in your head.
Yeah.
When you have those days where it's a bit off, those sort of moments, do they drive you to, power you through those days?
Yeah.
Them sort of
I'd say
sessions where nothing's really happening.
Massively.
I
mean, especially like this year, iPappy hit 1 million streams, and I've got that gold record on my wall. Now, just to clarify, I bought that for myself before the haters start going and crazy. Oh, you didn't achieve that, I bought that as a big achievement. That's something like I never in a million years thought I'd have a track that hit 1 million streams. I mean, it's insane. So I look at it all the time. I've got my contract framed on the wall, and I've got obviously a few pictures down there that from when I was starting production.
So that was June
2023. So
right.
I always look at those just to remind myself of where it all started. And I learn nowadays just to take a little step back. Like, don't force it. It's frustrating because sometimes the creativity, I've got quite bad ADHD, so it takes a little while to get me into it. So it's, yeah.
Where was your head at? I think
my daughter.
Where was your head at this point?
My daughter had just been born then.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was in the trenches, man. Like, for real. So I was like, I think we just moved into our new house, and my daughter had just been born. It was a tough time, working, etc., and then trying to learn music. The music was like the escape.
That's the beauty of art, though.
Yeah,
as I said
honestly,
before, it's a vessel to express.
Yeah, man. Learning to express yourself creatively is like the best thing for me, anyway. Mentally, that has helped me massively. So it's nice, definitely.
Do you feel having the recognition you've had, is it easier to get more recognition? Is it easier to get signed? Is it easier to get played more by these artists, or does it kind of reset?
I still have to grind. I've still got to send.
Do you feel in that grind though? You've got that extra edge though, not in a competitive way, but as in for yourself. You're grinding now from experience. You're grinding now from recognition, big plays, big support.
Yeah, it does.
Well, elite support, really.
I mean, of course it helps. I mean, then especially some certain DJs will message me for tracks, or for example, there's a couple that I'll message. They'll download them straight away. Because they know my music. I think it's a matter of building a relationship with them. And there's even some that have, been playing at a festival, and then they're filming everyone reacting to my track for me, and it's like, it's pretty crazy. So some of them do, but I'm still there grinding, still sending all my music out. I'm still, pushing it out as much as possible. So the grind never ends, man, because it's even twice as hard now to get your stuff heard. Like I said before, because everything's gone through to Trackstack now. So they might not check it for 2-3 months. It's one of those things, and I've got a little bit of OCD with stuff like that. I want to come on, move on to the next one, but it's just part of the process, man.
Some other labels you signed to: Alianza, Adesso, Stashed, Distortion, Toolroom Tracks, obviously, of course, Flash Mob Records.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, I released so much music. So some of them records have gone on to do really well. The ones on Stashed, Chilina played them. Gordo played it at Pasha.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So yeah, it was, and that was like me starting to sort of find my feet with the Latin stuff. So, but I think this year it's more focusing on quality stuff, just focusing on the quality. Maybe not releasing as frequently, maybe the odd SoundCloud download, etc. But it's important to focus on quality now. I think, because it's got to cut through.
You've had both. You've had major labels, major artists supporting, major radio plays, etc.
Not Radio 1 yet, though. Radio Pete Tong. I'm trying, man. Nothing from Radio 1 yet. I've been itching and waiting, but yeah, no, who knows?
I wanted to ask you this one. I know we spoke that with given everything that we've talked about so far, it's still that grind to get signed to that label. Labels don't get back to you, etc. So where's the validation at now? Getting a major signing at a label, or getting a big play from Clooney, Chilina, Cole Cox, Salado.
I'd say
where is it at for you now?
Getting some people playing your music is what can trigger those conversations with labels. It's like if your music, it's getting played everywhere across the Josh Baker's rinsing it. Labels are going to want to speak to you about your record,
But then do you think labels will feel like it's a bit too late because it's already been played now? And then
No, I think if you catch it at the right moment, it gives the track as much hype as it needs. It needs big plays from certain DJs are gonna propel that track as far, because people are gonna start. Certain tastemakers have that effect. Like I said before, Clooney starts playing it, other DJs are gonna start playing it. So yeah, it's getting people playing my music and it's even more difficult now because Instagram done us a dirty and took off the location. I get it, privacy, etc. But yeah,
that's where you find a lot of your tracks.
Man,
isn't it?
I'll be on there for hours. Like I know people that sit there 8 hours that were going through, and they still find videos, and I'm like, what? How much time do you have? Because and they're finding videos, and I'm like, that. How are you finding them? So it's frustrating, but yeah, I mean, it's twice as hard now to do it. So it's kind of, unless you've got someone skimming, looking through all the videos, it's difficult.
With all the success you've had, you've got a new venture out, your audio services.
Acid Harry Audio Services, yeah.
Talk to us about that.
So yeah, it's stemmed out of just me wanting to just make music and help other people along their journey, and especially with finishing tracks. And I feel like one of my strong points is taking a track, someone's idea that they've been banging their head against the wall for a long time, and just flipping it and adding my own spin on it, and helping people move their music along. So it's from everything from creating tracks from scratch for people, just building a sonic identity for people. So I've met some really, really amazing people, and I help a lot of people with it as well. So I really enjoy it.
Do you encourage artists that want to send tracks to you? Do you encourage them to say, look, send me an idea, send me something, as opposed to just a blank canvas? Because it's more so you have an idea of who they are, what they're sort of listening to, referencing, and how you're going to finish the track. Or is it sometimes like, just get in touch if you completely stuck, I don't know where to start, I'm here? How would you do it?
It's a real sort of it's a real versatile kind of operation. People will send me their 4-bar loops, like send me nothing, and I'll just be honest with them and say, look, I'm gonna completely redo this entire thing. The elements that you have in there I don't think they're strong enough. Personally, not as in don't think they're strong enough, but I think we can do better. Because it is about sound choice at the end of the day, and it's your ear. It comes with time, from making music a lot, staying in that studio. So, but then some people will send me a full idea, and they've got certain elements they want to keep in. I build around it, So I'm very versatile in how I approach it, and it's depending. Some people I work with some people that are trauma doctors that are on call 24/7. They haven't got time to make music, so I'm helping them, just add a little spice to their stuff. So and then I work with some people that are full time, playing every weekend, testing stuff. So everyone needs their creative input on it as well. So it's a very different approach. So it's just finding out where they're at the moment and what they basically are looking for, because managing their expectation is some people literally want me to make something from scratch, which I prefer because I work quicker that way. Or they send me stems to something that they've been working on, and I can finish it like that. But whatever they have, I'm pretty quick.
How can artists get in touch with you and send tracks? What's the best way?
Acid Harry Audio Services on Instagram, or if you go onto my Instagram, jump on, click the little ghost, and go from there. Just drop us a message, man.
There's a lot of academies, there's a lot of retreats, there's a lot of these things. How different are you approaching it with Acid Harry Audio Services compared to labels doing it, other brands doing it, independent brands? How different are you approaching it?
It's more of a case just trying to educate people that don't be so. It's not like you have to have everything set up. So it's not an issue to have someone help you with your music in the beginning. I'm not going to hold my hands up. I had people help me with my music in the very beginning because I thought
it's not a one-man game though.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Some guidance, another pair of eyes and ears on it.
Yeah, but then again, it's two double-edged swords. Some people are going to give you not the best feedback. Some people give you good feedback. But you just need to understand where you're coming from with what you want to make. Some people don't. Some people just say, I want it to sound like this, and that's cool. But it's a real grey area, and I feel like it's great. You have all these academies and people teaching people, this is how I learn. But at the same time, if someone wants me to, whatever they want me to help them with, I'm going to help them with, no matter the big or small the task. So it's just a matter of where they're at.
Can you name any artists that you're currently working with at the moment?
No,
Not yet.
God, no, unfortunately, but no, and I wouldn't ever. It's just one of those things. But yeah, there's a few, and I'm always open to working with new people. But it's kind of, I've got people that I've worked with on a daily basis, and then I've got people that will pop in once a month, once every couple of weeks. So it's, I think it's just a matter of just working what each other's expectations are, because it's a partnership at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've worked with some people that we haven't really understood each other and got on, and I'm just
which is fine.
And I'll hold my hands up
experimenting.
And I'll just say, look, straight up, I can't work on your music anymore because I don't think I can deliver what you want.
Yeah, which is honest. Yeah.
So it's just being honest with people.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love waking up and I get to stay at home with my daughter and make tunes, and obviously, while she's running around crazy. So it's
could sample your daughter when she's
tantrums galore.
Tantrums galore, yeah.
Yeah,
Tantrum
man.
EP, as I
Yeah,
said.
exactly. Yeah.
So from production to DJing, you've played some iconic venues already, Miniature Sound, Egg. What's your craziest experience you've had on set? It could be a transition, it could be a crowd engagement.
What, good or bad?
I'll leave that to you.
I'll give you good and bad. Yeah, bad.
Go for it.
Like we all have the good old Egg. Yeah, we all had infamous stories from Egg. I've been going to Egg since I was like 19. Okay, and that's back in the day when they used to serve breakfast. Like, you used to be able to get a bit of toast and
Egg on toast.
No, for real. Like that was legendary, that place. But yeah, I've had some amazing. When you're playing the music, you can control the room. Like I think that one of my best gigs was that night. I think, didn't you come down to it at Corsica Studios?
Yes.
Oh my God, man! I think that was just an hour that time. I played before that. I played all night long. I think I played for like 7 hours, and it went so quick.
That venue is built for things like that. Oh my goodness me!
I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to play, because it was like, I think it got to like 3 a.m. when the bouncer was like, turn the music off. I was like, what? Everyone's like, one more song. What? I was like, look, what do you want me to do? He's like, turn the music off. So I turned it off, and they didn't want to leave. Like, and I was like,
just give them what they want.
I was like, this is and everyone was coming up and shaking my hand and saying what a great set it was. And it was like, I remember getting to that gig that night feeling like, I was depressed. I was just like, I was just in general depressed. And I got in the car and drove home. I was smiling all the way home. That was the best experience ever. It was like, this is what I want to do.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But then on the other side, we've been in Egg.
Crazy?
We've been in Egg, and there's people coming behind the decks, giving it all that. And I'm like, listen, mate, you want to, and I'm like to the bouncer, like, sort it out, because I'm just going to say, I won't repeat anymore. But yeah, we've all had it, drunk people. But yeah, everyone's enjoying themselves. So
you played Fabric as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
That room, I think it's room 2. I think I was covering for Dennis.
Yep.
The energy in that place, man, wow. And it was like, yeah, they were there for the music. So that's definitely a place on my hit list to play again. Play the main room, because the sound system.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be insane. It was good.
You got an all night long set coming up for Egg, is that right?
Yeah. I got next month busy, man. I got two gigs at Egg. So I'm playing all night long with the Yoke guys.
Yep.
I'm playing for about 5 hours, but that's on the middle floor. So that's 5 hours is a good time for me to go through a proper musical journey.
How do you prep for an all night long set? What's your way of doing it?
I know what tracks I want to play. I know where I want to start and where I want to end up. But at the end of the, truthfully, I will just plonk in 200-300 tunes into a playlist, and I'll just freestyle. I'll just see what it feels like, and I feel like I enjoy that more. I don't like having a set playlist. The only time I play is I've got multiple playlists that I'll, bangers, certified bangers, etc. Everyone's got that old school Gary. What it is, and it's like I just delve through for all of it. But I know I start smooth. It starts sort of slow and then go crazy. Get people jumping. So yeah. But there's tracks that I will play that that I wouldn't usually play in an hour set. There's tracks that 8-minute long tracks that I love that take people on some real old school stuff. So
I'm definitely up for those sort of sets, though. You know, it allows you to grow into the set. I mean, hour sets are...
Hours not enough.
It's just like a fast-track version of who you are. It doesn't really show...
You need 6 or 7 hours to really sort of get into the flow. I mean,
which is how it was.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
2-3 hours.
I think Todd Terry was saying the same. Like, the 4-hour set is a great time.
And it goes so quick, man.
That's the thing.
Like, I'm serious. It goes like... You think it's 30 minutes. I didn't even go to the toilet for 7 hours at Corsica. I was like, I'm sure
you were sweating.
I'm sure I needed to go to the toilet. I was like, there's something wrong with me. I was like, I just played for all these hours. I was like, I didn't even need to go to the... I was so engrossed in it, you know? So...
It's a fast-paced industry, especially dance music as well. It's moved a lot in the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
What, for you, separates an artist that stays and has got, you know, say, has legs for longevity and an artist that disappears?
I think... You've got to be consistent in this game, man. You've got to just keep showing up and keep releasing music. Not all your records.
Is there pressure to release records? Because you want to release records because you like the record, you like what you do, but having that pressure, of course, you know, you want to grow, so you have that pressure, and it's a positive pressure. But do you have that pressure where it's, I need to get this out, or you know, there's going to be a decline?
I did have that. There's been times where I'm like, I need to push some music out, but no, I don't have that anymore.
How have you managed?
I do
to
try to maintain a release every single month, and I've said to myself, I want to do that for the next 5 years, and just. I mean, hopefully in 5 years I would have blown up by then. Fingers crossed. But
well, you put 100 bangers on your
I want to make 100 bangers.
What number are we at now?
I think I'm on like 30 something, but it's like still, they're just piling up. But then it gets to a point where you're making something you're like, no one's listening to these, and I'm just like, what am I actually doing? You know, it does get like that. But I think for artists like now, because there's pressure of social media, and my God, that's a 50% pressure. That's like half of it, you know, is just getting on the mic. And like the first time I started doing social media, my God, it was so awkward. I mean, even now.
Well, I remember. Do you remember?
Yeah. We're in our Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Oh my God. And I was just like, you know, like rigor mortis. It was really, you get into the flow of it, I suppose. You know, it's, so yeah, I think it's just a matter of just ticking all the boxes and showing up and being consistent. You've got to be releasing consistently. With
social media?
Yeah.
Can you detach? How do you detach? Or is there even room to detach? Because it's the moment you do, you could actually use that time to recharge and then come back even better. Yeah. It's that efficiency, isn't it? Or the moment you're not attached to social media, in your head, you're losing. You all this is... You're losing. You're getting behind. Other people getting ahead of you. Should we prioritize in detaching, having a little social media siesta?
Yeah, massively. I mean, it's toxic.
But do we have time to?
This is the thing. I looked at my phone the other day. You know when it comes up on your phone how much you've been checking Instagram? Yeah. I was like, I think one day I was on it for like 4 hours. I was like, what is going on? I was like, it's like it's attached to my face, like the alien, you know? I thought, oh my God. I think I need to have a little break now. And but then again, you go quiet, and then it affects your algorithm, you know, your reach drops. So it's hard, but you need to make sure that you're present for it. You can't just be forcing yourself to do it. Because the
guest we had before you said it's a great tool.
Yeah.
But it's also damaging the industry. Do you agree?
Massively.
Do you feel it's damaging artists?
Oh, huge. I mean, most artists and creatives are social media. We don't want to be out in the world. We want to be locked in the room, smoky room, blazing the joint, and just like sitting there in the dark making tunes. And the last thing I want to be doing is just dancing and moonwalking in front of a camera. Like, do you know what I mean? Or playing my track and drinking a cup of coffee. It's like it's the worst thing to happen for people like actual creatives, but it's part of it, and
it's a new wave, new generation.
There's no way around it. You can't not do social media nowadays.
Where do you think the new generation is taking music differently to when you started making music? I mean, I know that was 2023, the pictures, which isn't too long ago, but it's a long time now with the pace of the industry, pace of social media. What things different are the new generation bringing? Positive, negative, is it?
I think everyone's chasing a viral moment now. There's no one's actually doing it for the art. I feel like people just want to get a viral moment on TikTok and maybe I mean, you're seeing it now. It's happening now. Like people that have got massive followings that have gone viral are learning to DJ. You know, like which is cool. It's good luck to them. But I don't think anyone's actually really. I do think there's a select few that people are actually really like taking it seriously. That are of, you know, I mean, I thought about this the other day. I thought back in the 60s and 50s, between the 50s and 70s, some of the best music that is still being played and sampled today.
Still being sampled, exactly. Yeah.
Because these guys were in 20 band members, for example, that were all working together and making amazing stuff. And now it's just little old me, spotty me, with a laptop, and I'm sampling stuff, and because I'm not a musical person, you know, I don't know how to play piano. I'm learning, but and I feel like it's what we've got to remember, that it's not just about clicks and likes and all that. It's actually making something that resonates with people, you know.
It's not, but then it is.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, by the way. I'm not condoning
no,
that. Yeah, but it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but it's just part of it, and I think that's why where I'm going in my direction now. It's like I'm trying to sort of look back a little bit further instead of like, you know, doing certain, you know, Latin and all that stuff. I love it, but you know, it's more or less going further back and sampling some, because house music built on sampling, man. I love sampling records, samples. I mean, it's the best. I feel like my creativity is endless, you know. So instead of everyone sticking to the same tool set, expand your tool set a bit, you know. But it's challenging because splice.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So
you've bought this beautiful framing.
Yes. That's pick that up there without knocking the mic. So that was when my daughter was born. That was the first Father's Day. World's best daddy.
Wow.
Maya Jean. Yeah. So yeah.
Massive inspiration in your personal life that keeps you going when with your creativity.
That's pretty much, yeah. I mean, if anything, she hinders it massively because I'll be every day. I mean, I'm gonna have to start sampling her or get recording her voice, because sometimes I'll be sitting there and she comes up and we're talking, and you know, I've learned now when I'm making music, like stop start. Before it used to take me like 2-3 hours to get into the swing of it.
Yeah.
But creatively now I'm just like stop, because she's like, Daddy, can I have this? Can I have that? And I'm like, I'm up and down. So yeah, God bless her.
We're halfway through 2026, would you believe?
I know.
What's coming up for Acid Harry?
Well, believe it or not, I don't actually have many releases scheduled. I've got stuff I'm waiting on to hear. I've got, you know, like everyone's got little bits and bobs, but I'm just taking my time, and I'm trying to get out there and play. I'm focusing on getting out there to play music more than just being locked in the studio. So, yeah, I mean, I've got some big collabs I'm working on with some big artists, with Andrews and a few other people that I've been working with. Truthfully, the first 5 months, it's been quite difficult to get my stuff listened to. So it's just part of it. So, and I'm sort of at a crossroads creatively where I'm going with my sound at the moment. So,
well, let's go into that. You are transitioning to a new sound. Kind of going back to your roots then, from what you're saying.
Yeah. I thought I'm born and bred South London, man. Thought I can't not make a bit of garage, you know what I mean? Like I thought I've got to make a bit of UKG stuff, or you know, bring some of them influences into it and sort of find my own way with it a little bit, which I've tried to do. Some of the stuff I've recently made, I've got a couple signed to Moxie. Darius has been rinsing one. I've been playing their stuff for ages, so to get one on there is. Darius is wicked, man. He really helps up and coming artists. Like he really. Like he'll tag you in your stories, he'll big you up. Like he gets you into playing on some of his events. Like he's a decent guy. That
been consistent as well. Because I remember listening to him like 2010, that Deep House when I first came.
He's been around a long time, man. Long time. So it's crazy. But I'm just trying to sort of see how it goes with that, and just start experimenting a little bit. So, but yeah, October that is. And I think I've got another one coming out, Under No Illusion, in October as well. And trying to book it up, but I'm not going to force it, put it that way. So it's one of them things, yeah.
It's been great hearing about your journey.
Yeah.
It's really cool. How can people follow your journey for the rest of the year and going forward? How can they connect with you?
Instagram, I'm on it all the time.
4 hours a day?
Yeah,
4 hours a day this guy's on.
It's too much, man. But Yeah, I mean, it's Instagram. Check me out on SoundCloud, Facebook. The usual bits. But yeah, Instagram's the main. Acid Harry DJ, and yeah, expect to see some big things. Fingers crossed.
It's been a pleasure, Harry. We have a closing format for the show. You may have seen this shiny book.
Oh wow!
What this is the House Anthems Legacy line. So artists come and write down a phrase or a quote which resonates with them. It could be something that's carried you through your life, through this interview. It could be something that has carried you through the music industry, the off days, maybe when you've come out from your all-nighter gig and you felt so happy, something that stuck with you. I want you to write this down. Now, the last guest actually quoted a track that we all know.
Okay.
Music is the answer to your problems.
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first one that would pop in your head, really, isn't it? Good old Danny. But I think,
it's been a pleasure. It's really cool to hear everything that you've been through.
Yeah, man.
Best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
And going forward to Zante as well.
Yeah, it's going to be mad.
And your all-nighter one, which that'll be really cool to see.
Make sure you come down.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Acid Harry, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much. Big love.